All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race number 1, Harry Volsmere and Adam Barker on the front row. Andrew Lau and Nick Sorensen have the second row. Max Gunther, Yannick Gunther on the third row. Mike Doling and Mike Marshall on the fourth row. Zach Bache and Cody Kennedy rounding out the top 10. George Cole and Dylan Murray 11th and 12th, the two newest drivers in the league at the back. Of course, George has been with us for a few weeks now. Dylan Murray, this will be his rookie race today. Don't forget 2 races here this morning. The first race, a 20-minute sprint race, followed by the 50-minute endurance race, which will require a fuel stop, and likely we will see tire changes this morning. Also, the finishing order for race number 1, the top 7 will invert going into race 2, so whoever wins race number 1 will be starting 7th in race 2. And they are going to have a fight on their hands to get back to the front this morning. Harry Volsmere has had an up and down season. He's had a couple of wins, a lot of podiums, but it's been either feast or famine all season long for him. Hopefully, he'll find some consistency going into the next season. Harry always extremely fast, extremely tough to beat if he finds that consistency and gets a little bit of luck. As always, if you have a favorite driver, favorite car in the field, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. Don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that share button. Invite your friends and family out to watch this one. And feel free to drop in the comments, say good morning, tell us how your day is going. Hey, good morning, David Sketch. David, are you working today, buddy? You can see as they do their pace lap, getting single file through some of these turns tells you just how tight this track really is. Good morning, Russell Worth. How are you? Would love to see Russell back out here on track as well. We'll see Russell make his return in the Nowski Nation at the first of the year, and we'll see him on track for BRR next weekend. Of course, due to the holiday weekend, there will not be a BRR broadcast tonight. However, you never know what kind of chaos we'll come up with to entertain you guys here. And if you missed out, check out the race last night. The first annual MS Thanksgiving Throwdown was a huge success. As of this morning, almost $700 raised for the MS Society. We are very proud of that and very thankful to everybody involved. And you can still donate. That link will be available until the end of the year. Headed toward the final turn and the final chicane. Everybody stacked up, ready to go. That final chicane is going to be interesting. Seeing Adam Barker try and come through that with Harry here. Oh, almost had a problem. Here we go. They are away. Green flag is in the air. Harry takes advantage and shoots it down into turn one. This track is a lot of fun, but it's also very, very technical, very, very tricky, and hard to master. Hey, nice work, Thomas, and good morning, buddy. Adam sits in second, Andrew Lau in third, Nick Sorensen in fourth, already looking for a move. The rookie Dylan Murray picks up a spot here early. Zach Beige back to 10. Russell Worth cheering on Adam Barker in the Hello Kitty car. And if you look closely on the hood of that car, you will see Hello Kitty is packing heat. Oh, we've got a car around. Zach Beige gets by. Cody Kennedy, problems here early. Cody in that BMW down into the left-hander. Just a little too much throttle and goes around. Adam Barker in the Hello Kitty car has locked up the championship. He has a 140-point lead coming into today. We'll see you later, David. Have a great day, buddy. Second in points, Max Gunther currently runs back in fifth as Nick Sorensen has been able to move up into third, getting past Andrew Lau. Harry trying to open up a bit of a lead, has 1.3 seconds on Adam Barker. That three-car battle about 1.5 seconds back from that. Yannick Gunther battling side by side with Mike Marshall. Mike in that Conliff Racing car. Wow. As we have seen the last few weeks, that Ferrari does really, really well over the bumps and can cut the turns a little bit more than the Porsche, but the Porsche seems to get off the turn a lot better. And it looks like Yannick gets a slowdown. Mike Marshall back to fifth. Mike Dolling now to sixth. Andrew Lau has slipped all the way back to 10th. He has had a problem a moment ago. Let's see what happened. There's Lau in the Porsche. Oh, just a little too much throttle once again. Same thing we saw out of Cody Kennedy. Harry Volsmir did set the fastest lap of the race last time by. Adam Barker still holding about 1.3 seconds back. Sorensen in third. Gunther in fourth. Mike Marshall having lost some ground. Mike Marshall in fifth. Mike Dolling in sixth. Yannick in seventh after that slowdown penalty. Zach Beige in the Mercedes now up into 8th place. He had drifted back to 10th on the start. As we mentioned, that Mercedes does have the power advantage, but does not handle the greatest. Zach does seem to have it tuned up fairly well. However, Andrew Lau is closing in quickly. Less than a second behind. And he's bringing newcomer Dylan Murray with him. Through that tight turn, Andrew Lau really able to close up. Adam Barker, meanwhile, unable to close the gap on Harry Volsmere. Good morning, Richie. How are you doing, buddy? Sorensen sits in third. Max Gunther back in fourth. Mike Marshall currently running in fifth, has started to open a gap on Mike Dolling in sixth, and Yannick Gunther in seventh. Zach Beisch back in eighth, still trying to close back up. He is 5.5 seconds back. Andrew Lau continues to close in on Beisch at the moment, and rookie Dylan Murray sits in 10th. Cody Kennedy has fallen all the way to 11th. George Cole holds on to 12th. And Harry, with that 1.25 second lead, does not appear to be pushing nearly as hard. Got himself a little bit of breathing room. We have seen a lot of these Porsches, a lot of cars in general spinning here this morning, trying to get on the power. Oh, a little slidey through there. I take back what I said about Harry appearing to be trying to conserve the car. That was a full send moment. Nick Sorensen in third, unable to gain any ground. Mike Marshall still holds on to fifth. Dolling in sixth, and Yannick in seventh. Andrew Lau has gotten up to eighth, has cleared Zach Beisch. Now Dylan Murray closes in. Cody Kennedy and George Cole also battling back behind for 11th. A bit surprised to not see Nicole Kriesel here this morning. We missed you last night, Richie. Adam has started closing in just a little bit on Harry. The gap now right at 1 second. Sorensen also starting to close in on the top two, just 2 seconds back. Max Gunther still within striking distance of Nick, 1 second back. Mike Marshall holds fifth, about 8 seconds back, with Mike Dolling and Yannick all within about a second of him. Andrew Lau, 5.25 seconds, or sorry, 5.3 seconds back from that three-car battle for fifth, but he is closing in quickly. Adam Barker taking that final chicane really hard. He is trying. He is now 3/4 of a second behind the leader, but they have to crank it up a lot because Nick Sorensen is closing quickly. Nick set the fastest lap last time by of the race. Now just 1.8 seconds back from that lead battle. Max Gunther still lurks in fourth if they start battling. Mike Marshall, Mike Dolling, and Yannick all still right there together in that three-car battle for fifth place. Yannick tried to get a run on Mike Dolling, but Mike is the Minister of Defense. He is not going to make it easy. However, that battle is allowing Andrew Lau to close back up. He is now 3.3 seconds back. He's gained almost 2 seconds on that battle. Zach Bache in that Mercedes still holds ninth. Dylan Murray sitting back in 10th. Harry Volsmeer maintains the lead for the moment. Adam in second, but Sorensen continues to close in on the top two. Max Gunther has also cranked it up in the last lap or so, now just 1.3 seconds behind. And this three-car battle continues to rage, but their battling has allowed Andrew Lau to gain a lot of ground. He is now 2.1 seconds back at closing. Lau taking some risky moves here, using every bit of the track. That Porsche is not known for taking the bumps very well, but he is full send trying to make up ground. The rookie Dylan Murray back in 10th sits behind that lone Mercedes of Zach Bache in 9th. Cody Kennedy, since that early incident, unable to recover any ground here, and George Cole staying right there with him. Max Gunther back in 4th is continuing to pick up some steam here. Now just 1.3 seconds behind Nick Sorensen. Adam Barker still about a second behind the leader. Sorensen has lost almost half a second. He is now almost 2 seconds behind. Cody Kennedy went off track for a moment. Let's see what happened. Oh, Cody just sends it in a little too deep and into the wall. And it looks like Yannick and Mike Dolling have had a problem together. Yannick trying to make the move on the outside. Mike Dolling down on the bottom. They touch. They drag race through the grass and recover, but not quickly enough. Andrew Lau shoots by. Andrew Lau now up into 6th, trying to run down Mike Marshall 2 seconds ahead. Lau was on the march already. That incident, though, between Mike Dolling and Yannick Gunther definitely benefited him here. Mike Marshall in the lone Ferrari here this morning, back in 5th. Nick Sorensen in 3rd has started to gain ground once again on Adam Barker. Now just 1.6 seconds behind Adam. Adam, meanwhile, has caught the back bumper of the leader with 4 minutes left to go. Adam has gotten to Harry's bumper. Now can he find a way to get past him? And as they battle, it is allowing Sorensen to close in. Through that final chicane, back toward the start-finish line, Adam gets a good run out of it and flashes his lights at Harry, reminding Harry he is there. Into that tight hairpin turn, Adam goes just a little bit lower. Both of them full send off the turn. Sorensen now 2 seconds behind, and Max Gunther has almost caught Nick. Max back and forth, just about a second behind Nick Sorensen. Andrew Lau, meanwhile, has caught up to Mike Marshall. Yannick Gunther only 1.25 seconds back as well. Marshall doing everything he can to keep those Porsches behind him. Zach Beige back in 9th has given himself some breathing room from Dylan Murray in 10th. George Cole in 11th now has a big gap on Cody Kennedy in 12th, and Adam Barker has gone to the lead. Let's see how Adam pulled that one off. That was quite a battle those two had going on. Adam on Harry's bumper. Oh, Harry just gets a little too much power down. Adam able to shoot down to the inside. That has allowed Nick Sorensen to pull up into 3rd place with just 0.7 of a second back from Harry. Yannick not far behind, or excuse me, Max Gunther not far behind. Mike Marshall still trying to defend as Andrew Lau is on the attack, as is Yannick Gunther. Mike Dolling is closing in on that battle as well. Coming down, we should be seeing the white flag this time by. White flag is in the air one more time around for Adam Barker. Multiple battles going on back behind as Sorensen has caught Harry. Mike Marshall put some breathing room between him and Andrew Lau for the moment. Andrew has Yannick there, and Mike Dolling has caught him. Sorensen right to the bumper on Harry. Mike Marshall has put some breathing room between him and Lau now. Max Gunther sits in fourth, pretty secure as long as he doesn't make any mistakes. Sorensen trying to find an attack here, can't get there though. Andrew Lau has now moved into fifth. He has gotten past Mike Marshall. Adam opens up a gap as they come down toward the final straightaway. Into the final chicane they go, and Adam Barker will win race number 1. Harry Volsmir coming home in second. Nick Sorensen came home in third. Max Gunther finishing fourth. Andrew Lau pulls off fifth. Mike Marshall in sixth. Yannick seventh. Mike Doling in eighth. Zach Bache in ninth. Dylan Murray in 10th. George Cole and Cody Kennedy rounding out the field. And let's talk to our top 3, starting with Sorensen. Nick, you had quite a run there at the end. Looked like a few more laps. You might have had something for Harry.
Yeah, I might have, but in reality, I couldn't keep up with them. Every time I'd gain a little bit, I'd lose a little bit, and it was up to their mistakes to let me catch up. So really, I was just hoping one of them would spin out.
Well, obviously, coming home with a podium finish, big help in the points this morning, especially with Andrew Lau having a rough one. Man, a great morning overall.
Yep, great morning. I'll take third place today at this course. Yep, good times.
All right, great job, bud. Nick Sorensen comes home in third. Harry coming home in second. Harry, it seemed like you were battling pretty much the whole race, either Adam or Nick.
Yeah, I was. A little mistake, and then Adam flew by, and that was it. But it was a nice race, I think.
It was definitely a great race for you, and obviously an awesome morning, an awesome way to start the morning. How, coming from the back here, though, it is very tricky to pass. You didn't have to do much passing in race 1. Can you make it back to the front?
Well, I'll need some help. Let's call it that way.
All right, well, good luck. A great race, Harry.
Thank you.
Harry comes home in second, but Hello Kitty pulls off the win once again. Adam, another week, another win, and that's how you lock up a title.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have to see with drop weeks how we're doing, because I know Max is very close. I'm not quite sure where he finished in that race, so hopefully he finished a little bit further down the order. Gives me a bit of a gap in the points, so we'll have to see how the points add up after this. But yeah, really good race. Harry was super quick as usual. I was just trying to follow him as much as possible and conserve the tires, and I think he just ran out of tires a little bit just at the end, and I could just keep the car a little bit tighter than he could, get on the throttle a little bit earlier, so it really helped.
Well, now you have to come from 7th, fight your way through. Obviously, tire wear, you're going to be changing tires in this race. What is the plan here? Do you try and stretch the tires as far as possible?
Yeah, try and keep the tires as for the entire fuel stint, and then I've got some fresh rubber to fight with at the end. The longer I can keep these on for, the better. I didn't really seem to feel like the tires were dropping off too much, so hopefully we should be okay.
Well, man, good luck. And just doing some quick math, I do think with Max finishing 4th, And factoring in drop races I'm looking at, I do believe you've actually locked up the title after that win.
Oh well, lovely. That's great. I'll have to celebrate after the race. We're not done yet, so
Yeah, I was gonna say don't. I think Dylan has some Patron back there in the car, but I'd save it for after the second one.
yeah, try and get through this field. So it's going to be an interesting one to get through. There's going to be some Ferraris ahead, which are going to be really quick on a straight line, same as the Mercedes, things like that. But it's going to be hard to pass unless someone makes a mistake. It's going to be either full send or someone makes a mistake. So I have to be careful coming through.
Well, good luck, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Adam Barker gets the win. I believe that is his 6th win of the season. Adam has been on a tear out on warm-up. Zach Bass just set the fastest lap so far in warm-up. Take a quick look. The track temperature has only gone up about 2 degrees since practice. So the drivers will still have a little bit more grip that should help a lot. May, though, have an impact on tire wear. Just a few seconds left to go, then we hit race number 2. Can Adam pull off the sweep here this morning? Warm-up comes to a close with a little excitement between the two Porsches, Dylan Murray and George Cole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, race number 2. We'll see Yannick Gunther and Mike Marshall on the front row. Andrew Lau and Max Gunther have the second row. Nick Sorensen, Harry Volsmir on the third row. Adam Barker, Mike Dolling on the fourth. Zach Bache and Dylan Murray rounding out your top 10. George Cole and Cody Kennedy starting 11th and 12th. Adam Barker, after winning, has to start in 7th place. He has got a lot of work to do to get around him, especially with the Ferrari of Mike Marshall on the front row. That Ferrari was giving the Porsches a run for their money here this morning. Pace car begins taking the drivers around their warm-up lap. Good morning to the beautiful Angie Janes, who had an amazing race last night. Several stretches of this track definitely going to benefit that Mercedes power. However, the turns really hurting that Mercedes this morning. The Ferrari driven by Mike Marshall may actually be the best balance between power and handling. Time will tell here today. there where will be an issue, as you heard. Obviously, Harry had some problems with the tires giving up late in the race, cost him the win. Could see a lot more conservative driving here in the early going in race 2. Also, just a quick reminder that Yannick Gunther's nickname is the cool one up until the moment he beats Max Gunther. The way today's race, the first race went, could today be the day that Yannick loses that nickname? Heading down that final straight toward that chicane. The final turn, and then out of the chicane, the pace car drops onto pit road right there at the chicane where the drivers will be going to pit road. Likely past the halfway point this morning. Pace car heads straight into pit road. Here they come out of the final turn. Yannick is fired there away and green is in the air. Headed toward that first turn. A lot of the field quickly single file. Oh, Harry is a little bobbled through that first big right-hander. Still holds on, made his way up to 5th. Meanwhile, Yannick Gunther out front, and Harry Volsmeer has had a problem. Several cars involved in a wreck. Yannick is checked out. There you see Harry in the black car. Tries to swing wide and ends up going off track. Then we have an incident between Mike Marshall, Adam Barker, and Andrew Lau. Lau looks down to the bottom. There goes Harry. Oh, Adam gets in there deep. Lau gets in there deep. A lot of contact. Everybody kept rolling, but now Yannick has checked out at 6.5 seconds. Max Gunther is on pit road. Looks like Max will be the only driver headed to pit road. Mike Dolling now in second. Zach Beige came through unscathed in the Mercedes, now up to 3rd. Andrew Lau sits in 4th, Adam Barker in 5th. Dylan Murray sits in 6th, Nick Sorensen in 7th, Mike Marshall drifted back to 8th. Whoa, a close call between Mike Marshall and Nick Sorensen. George Cole now in 9th, Harry up to 10th. Cody Kennedy in 11th, Max Gunther is back out on track in 12th. Looking at lap times at the moment, I don't know that Yannick is pushing that car to its limit. He had a 6.5 second lead. It has now dropped to about 5.5 seconds. Mike Dolling and Zach Bays trying to close that gap. Zach currently in third. Yannick, I take it back, just set the fastest lap of the race so far. We'll see if no, Mike Dolling pulled it off. Harry Volsmir back in ninth, beat it as well. Everybody is pushing to the absolute limits right now, trying to make up for that incident in the early going. The rookie Dylan Murray now up into 8th. And it looks like Andrew Lau has started blinking, and that is causing a few issues. Yannick Gunther has opened his lead back to 6 seconds over Dolling now. Zach Bays still holds third. You heard Adam say it was going to be very, very tough to pass that Mercedes due to the straightaway power. Cody Kennedy has had a problem back behind. Coming into that left-hander, same place. Cody had a problem in race 1, just overcooks it on exit. Adam Barker now has a run on Zach Bays for third. And he gets him into turn 1. The Porsche's handling, able to defeat the power of the Mercedes. Now Andrew Lau lurking back in 5th, also in a Porsche trying to run down that Mercedes. Max Gunther just set the fastest lap of the race so far as he tries to close in on Cody Kennedy. Worth noting, nobody has run below a 138 this morning. Max just ran a 138.09. Could we see Max in the 137s next time? Yannick has pulled his lead back to 6.5 seconds. Looks like Dolling able to keep pace but not gain any ground. Adam Barker now in third, trying to reel in Dolling. Harry Volsmir just shot a gutsy move under Sorensen. Harry now back up to 6th. Harry started in 6th, but after that early incident went all the way back to 12th, has fought his way back toward the front. Max Gunther has almost caught Cody Kennedy now as he sends it through the chicane. Was not able to break the 138 mark on that lap. Mike Dolling in second, not gaining any ground. Adam Barker in third is closing in on Dolling. But as we have highlighted so many times, that second place car of Mike Dolling, they don't call him the Minister of Defense for nothing. Adam may catch him. Passing him is a whole nother game. Mike Marshall and Dylan Murray have had a problem back behind. Dylan Murray closing in. Mike, just the same incident we saw at a Cody Kennedy. Dylan Murray has to bring it to a stop. Matthew Perrin cheering on fourth place, or Zach Beige, who has now dropped back into sixth. Mercedes was a gutsy choice for this morning. Still keeping Harry and Andrew Lau within striking distance. Harry now on the attack once again. Could not get the move to the inside on Lau. Those two battling it out for fourth place, allowing Adam Barker to open up a bit of a gap as he tries to close in on Mike Dolling in second. Harry now up into fifth, setting his sights on Andrew Lau. We saw him try and make the attack. Heard all the drivers saying it was tough to pass here today. Harry staying, though, right there with Nick. Zach has not lost much ground to these two Porsches. Andrew Lau just set the fastest lap of the race. He also set the first sub 138 lap. .137.82. Harry Volsmeer also went under 138. He ran a 137.96. Janet Gunther, meanwhile, out front, setting a consistent pace all morning long, still keeping about a 6 1/4 second lead over Mike Dolling and Adam Barker. Andrew Lau and Harry Volsmeer, meanwhile, closing in on Barker and Dolling. Sorensen back in seventh, about 4 seconds back from Zach Beige in sixth. Dylan Murray pulls up into eighth after the incident with Mike Marshall, who's gone to ninth. George Cole in 10th, Max Gunther in 11th, and Cody Kennedy struggling this morning back in 12th. Mike Dolling in second, not really gaining any significant ground here on the leader. Harry Volsmeer has had a problem. There's Harry in the black car into turn one. Oh, looks like the car just did not want to turn back to the left. And it looked like he had one heck of a hit. That just snaps loose on him. Hard hit into the tire barrier. Harry now missing that front bumper. Zach Bache able to get by, pull back up into 5th. Dylan Murray in 7th is closing in very quickly on Harry. Of course, an intact car is going to be quite a bit faster. Yannick's lead has started to shrink. Mike Dolling at the line, down 5 seconds behind. Nick Sorensen is also had a problem. Oh, Nick just gets a little bit wide, ends up off in the sand, but does recover and keeps it out of the wall. Hey, good morning, Martin. How the heck are you? Zach in 5th is now pulled a... Oh, we've got another one off. Looks like Mike Marshall just went full yeet off the track. Oh, looks like there might have been some contact there with Dylan Murray. Marshall obviously having some problems through the turn, and yeah, they definitely had some contact, and Mike Marshall ends up way out over the hill through the sand, but does recover. Harry Volsmir is now in. Will he be able to go from here on fuel is the question. Mike Dolling was closing in on the leader. That gap is still holding at about 5 seconds. Andrew Lau, meanwhile, right on Adam Barker's bumper. Zach Bache about 4.5 seconds back in 5th. Max Gunther in 6th. Dylan Murray, the rookie, on his bumper in 7th. George Cole in 8th. Mike Marshall back in 9th. Cody Kennedy in 10th. Yannick continues to dominate here, pulling a little bit away from Mike Dolling now. Adam Barker still having to contend with Andrew Lau. Lau is one of those drivers battling for second in points along with Nick Sorensen and Max Gunther. Sorensen, though, out of the race early. And Max up to 6th, going into the final 2 races. Every battle but the championship, which Adam Barker has locked up. Every single battle out here is going to tighten up over the next 2 weeks. I'm sorry, over the next week, as next week we go to the Nürburgring, and it is the full combined course, so both the Nordschleife and the GP course. That is going to make things very fun. Yannick still has about 5.4 seconds. In the next few laps, we should start seeing some pit stops for fuel and tires. We are expecting to see every driver take tires on this stop. The question will be, do they take all 4 front tires only? What is the strategy? Max Gunther, who had problems earlier, has now fought his way back up to 6 and just set the fastest lap of 1:37.79. He is about 10.5 seconds behind 5th place Zach Beige. Mike Dolling still trying to close the gap on Yannick. Yannick's biggest concern now is to remain consistent and have a good, fast pit stop here. George Cole, one of the newer members, just coming on board this season, now up to 8th. And Cody Kennedy has had a problem back behind. Cody into that left-hander once again. Just keeps losing it right there through that turn. BMW just doesn't seem to have the rear grip this morning. Cody has now slipped back into 10th with Harry Volsmeer in 11th. Yannick with a 5.5 second lead over Mike Dolling. Andrew Lau still staying in the tire tracks of Adam Barker. And it looks like everybody's settling into a rhythm for the time being until pit stops are complete. Then we'll see the drivers on maximum attack. Max Gunther, though, still on maximum attack. He is now in 6th place, only 9.3 seconds behind 5th place Zach Beige. He is not quitting. The points battle from Andrew Lau is on pit road. This is a couple of laps early. Lau is up for tires. Max Gunther just set the fastest lap yet again, 1:37.6. Andrew Lau has completed his stop. He comes out in 7th place, trying to run down Dylan Murray now. And Harry Volsmeer just set the fastest lap. They are really going at it right before pit stopped. 1:37.54. Track temperature has actually gone up to 70 degrees. Air temperature holding at 69. Somewhere, somehow, these drivers are finding even more grip. Adam Barker, the champ, is on pit road. about a lap earlier than what we expected. Barker hits his stall. He is up for tires. We were expecting Adam to stretch those tires a little bit further. Surprised to see him hitting his pit stall this early. Adam back on his way off pit road. Dylan Murray now to 5th. Mike Dolling in 2nd, still 5 seconds behind. Zach Bache now to 3rd. Max Gunther in 4th. Max did hit the pit for repairs on lap 1. Likely took on a little fuel and can stretch a little bit further. Cody Kennedy has completed his stop. He is on his way out. Yannick continues to stay out. Now the pit strategy starts to show. Mike Dolling stays out. Zach Bache choosing to stay out here as well. Max Gunther stays out. Dylan Murray headed toward pit road, currently has 5th. With Adam Barker closing in, Dylan's going to stay out. Adam in 6th has completed his stop, as has Andrew Lau in 7th. Mike Dolling in 8th has not been to pit road, nor has George Cole in 9th. Harry stopped on lap 9 for repairs, and Cody Kennedy has had a problem yet again. Same turn, that left-hander, even with fresh tires, that BMW just sends it around. That BMW really does not like that corner. Adam Barker has gotten past Dylan Murray to reclaim 5th. Andrew Lau now closing in on Murray as well. Murray, the one of those 3 cars that has not been to pit road yet. None of the top 3 have been in, nor do they stop this time by. Lau is past the rookie Dylan Murray up into 6th. Max Gunther also has not pitted. He pitted on lap 1, as we mentioned, to get repairs to the car. Max did not. Dylan Murray is on pit road. Max, when he pitted on lap 1, did not take tires. Likely, though, he took fuel and can stretch this a little bit further. Harry Volsmir now back up in the 9th place. Meanwhile, Yannick Gunther, the leader, is closing in on the lap car of Cody Kennedy. And the leader is on pit road. Yannick dives it in. He needs a perfect pit stop here to maintain that 5-second lead he had. Mike Dolling stays out. Zach Bache gives up third. He is on his way in. Mike Dolling now goes to the lead. Max Gunther, who has not stopped for tires yet, currently up to second place. Adam Barker and Andrew Lau coming past pit road, moving Barker up to fourth and Lau up to fifth. Zach Bache still sits on pit road, back to sixth. Mike Marshall goes by. Zach begins to roll off pit road in seventh. The leader has, Mike Dolling has not been on pit road yet. Nor has sixth place Mike Marshall, seventh place George Cole. Oh, Mike Dolling really got the bump there. Mike Dolling was trying left wheel drive only. As he comes around, looks like his tires are gone. Mike Dolling gives up the lead. He is on pit road. Max Gunther still needs to complete his fuel stop, but he skips it this time. Yannick Gunther will take second place, moving Adam Barker back to third. Wow. Yannick decided he was going to attempt jumping. Mike Dolling begins his roll off pit road. After pit stops, though, Adam Barker has closed within 2.25 seconds of Yannick. Mike Marshall gives up his spot. He is in. George Cole is in. Max Gunther, the only driver left to make a pit stop. Adam Barker is closing the gap on Yannick at the moment, right at 2 seconds. Andrew Lau, Mike Dolling battling for what will be third and fourth. The question is, how much longer can Max go? If he got fuel on lap 1 when he got repairs, how many more laps can he go here? And that question is answered. Max Gunther is on pit road. Yannick on the attack to reclaim the lead here. Yannick is definitely sending it, trying to keep Adam Barker in the mirror. Yannick Gunther back to the lead. Adam Barker in second. Andrew Lau is now third. Mike Dolling into fourth. Max Gunther on his way back out. As Zach Bache comes through the chicane, Max Gunther will hold on to fifth. Zach currently in sixth, but has Harry charging hard back in seventh. Dylan Murray now up into eighth, but Mike Marshall right behind in ninth. Cody Kennedy, a great recovery. He is currently in 10th. George Cole back in 11th. Nick Sorensen out of the race in 12th. Harry Volsmir has just taken 6th from Zach. Yannick's lead continues to shrink as Adam Barker begins to close in, now 1.4 seconds. these guys are really pushing through that chicane, that final chicane here, since that pit stop. However, Yannick does have the fresher tires as Adam closes in. Can he capitalize on Adam's older tires? 3 laps older. Can he capitalize to keep Adam behind him? Andrew Lau still holds on to third, but Mike Doling is definitely starting to look. Max Gunther, who has been on the attack all morning long since the incident on lap 1, now back up into 5th, but 11.5 seconds behind Doling. Harry Volsmir currently running in 6th, is 9.8 seconds behind Max Gunther. Harry does have the fastest laps of the morning, so keep a close eye on that gap. He could close in with 15 minutes left. Harry is not out of the top 5 yet. Zach Beisch has had a problem. Zach into that left-hander. That turn has attacked every driver, just about every driver this morning, and now it gets the Mercedes. Zach does manage to recover and keep going. Mike Marshall now starting to close the gap on Zach. However, he is 18.5 seconds back. Zach fairly safe in 7th at the moment. Yannick Gunther is not safe anymore. Adam Barker blinks the lights, lets him know he is there. Adam is now to the bumper. Andrew Lau and Mike Doling closing in as well. Yannick does have the freshest tires of the top 3. Can he make them work? As they battle, Andrew Lau and Mike Doling now less than 2 seconds behind, and they are closing in on the leaders. We're about to have a 4-car battle for the lead here. Anybody want to drop into the comments and make a prediction here late in the race? I'd be very interested to see what you guys' thoughts are. Who's going to pull off the win this morning? Max Gunther back in 6th, Harry Volsmir in 7th, Zach Beisch in 8th. All of them have 10 or more seconds between them and the car ahead and the car behind. Mike Marshall in 8th as Dylan Murray on the bumper in 9th. Cody Kennedy back in 10th. Has George Cole about 7.5 seconds behind, so the top 4 really going to be the closest battle. Mike Marshall is starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Dylan Murray. Andrew Lau and Mike Doling continuing to close in on Yannick and Adam. The gap now down to 1.8 seconds. Yannick pulls out to about 9/10 of a second on Barker. Adam Barker has locked up the championship this morning with the win in race 1. It's got to be a comforting feeling for Adam Barker having that championship locked up this morning, knowing that the final race of the season is at the Nürburgring Combined Course. Mike Dolling sits in fourth. Max Gunther in fifth is closing in on the cars ahead. However, he is 10.7 seconds back from fourth place. Andrew Lau, Mike Dolling still holding about 1.8 seconds behind Barker. Yannick, meanwhile, has 10 minutes left to go in race 2. Can he hold Barker off? Barker able to use that slipstream, closes right up on the leader. Andrew Lau, meanwhile, comes through the first section of the track faster than Barker and Yannick. Now, just about 1.6 seconds back. And he has pulled a gap on Mike Dolling for the first time since pit stops. Dolling really sends it into the turn, though, to close that gap back up. Adams starting to look to the inside. That has allowed Lau to get within 1 second. Dolling back on his bumper. The last few minutes of this one is going to get really exciting. Back across the start-finish line with 8 minutes left to go. Yannick has no breathing room, nor does Adam Barker. Andrew Lau is there. Mike Dolling is there. It is a 4-car battle for the win. Yannick just watching his mirror, hoping his tires will hold on. And hoping Andrew Lau will start to make a move on Barker, giving him a little breathing room. The top 4 nose to tail. Max Gunther still over 10 seconds behind, unlikely to catch up unless there is a catastrophic issue at the front. These drivers have dialed the aggression up to 11 here late in the race, and just watch the way they attack the chicane here. Harry Volsmeer sitting back in 6th, has fought his way back from a couple of issues. Zach Beisch up 2 spots into 7th, his first race back in a very, very long time. Mike Marshall currently sitting in 8th. Dylan Murray putting on a great show this morning in his rookie race, currently in 9th. And Cody Kennedy, multiple issues, has fought his way back to 10th. The top 4 single file, nobody making any big moves here yet. Highly probable that Adam Barker is taking it a little bit easy, trying to cool those tires off to make one last shot at Yannick Gunther. If Yannick pulls off the win this morning, his nickname, the Cool One, apparently goes away. That is according to Max Gunther. Top 4 still single file. Harry Volsmeer is on pit road. This is unexpected. Harry Volsmeer was in 6th place. He has gone to pit road. He was quite a ways ahead of Zach Beige, but now Zach will fly by. Zach now up to 6th. Harry on his way out. Zach clears Harry. A 4-second gap at the moment. Will Harry be able to reel him in? Adam trying to set up for a move as they come through. Headed toward that final straightaway. Starting to see the back ends slip just a little bit as they come through the sharper turns and use the rumble strips and the bumps to help rotate. And they are using every bit of the track. Should be seeing the white flag next time by. Can Yannick hold them off? Mike Dolling back and forth has lost touch with that top 3, is now 1.5 seconds back. Andrew Lau, though, still on Adam's bumper. They will come in to lap traffic. George Cole not far ahead. And Cody Kennedy just ahead of him. George is reeling Cody in rapidly. Hey, good morning, JR. How you been? George Cole has taken 10th place from Cody Kennedy. Yannick about to catch up to Cody Kennedy. Should see the white flag this time by. They come through that final chicane. Will Barney, the flagman, give them the white flag here? No white flag. We'll get the white flag next time. So multiple cars of lap traffic coming into play. Cody Kennedy spins right in front of the leader. The top 3 clear it successfully. Holy crap, that was close. Let's take a look. From the chopper, here is Cody coming out of that first big right-hander. He drifts. Watch how close the leader gets. Wow. That did give Yannick a little breathing room as Andrew Lau was able to capitalize on the incident. Andrew now to second, Barker to third. Yannick likely to get involved with George Cole before this one is over. White flag is in the air one more time around for Yannick, the cool one, Gunther. And today may be the last time we call him the cool one, as Max is back in fifth. Yannick is going to beat him. Harry Volsmeer did just pass Zach Page to reclaim sixth. George Cole moved aside to let Yannick by. He goes wide. Adam Barker now back to second. Doling and Lau battling. Lau gets loose out of that turn, lost a ton of momentum. Adam Barker able to slingshot by. Yannick Gunther, one more straightaway, one turn, one chicane. He's got a 1.3 second lead over Adam Barker. Andrew Lau still having to fight with Mike Doling for third. Doling has a run. Mike Doling has gone to third. And out of the final chicane, Yannick, the cool one, Gunther gets the win in race 2 at Magny Cours. Adam Barker comes home in second. Mike Doling pulls off third with a last lap pass. Andrew Lau to fourth. Max Gunther in fifth. Let's talk to our top three. Mike, that was one heck of a last lap battle for you to come home with a podium.
Yeah, it was a lot of there was a lot of shenanigans going on in those last few turns. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Okay.
That last 2 laps really was a bunch of shenanigans going on.
Oh, yeah.
A great job by everybody avoiding Cody Kennedy there at the end. But, man, another great podium finish for you.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun today. Really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting it, so it's even better.
Well, great job, buddy. Congrats.
Thanks. Cheers.
Obviously, a lot of fun between the drivers. Second place, Adam Barker, the new champ. Adam, another great race. You come home in second. That was a valiant effort coming through the chicane that last lap.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. I made a huge mistake in the first lap, so apologies for everyone there. But it was an interesting race, trying to nurse the car back to the pits, so I could pit and get the car repaired. After that, it was a little bit easier to control, but trying to catch Yannick, who was just too quick. I just couldn't quite get a run on him anywhere, or just force him into a mistake. So it was really interesting race. Good race.
Well, great job. Congratulations. You lock up the title going into the Nürburgring next week. That's got to give you a little comfort.
Yeah, any type of gap or lead or anything going into the Nürburgring is a big help. It's a demanding track by itself, and even before you put competitors on there, so it should be interesting.
Well, great job and great season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Finally, our winner, Yannick Gunther. Yannick, first, congratulations. But as I recall from previous discussions and my notes, by you winning this race and beating Max, your nickname has to change.
True, yeah, I didn't think of that, but yes, now my nickname has to change, yes.
You are no longer the cool one, but you were dang cool this morning, man. That was a great job, especially you had that big lead going into pit stops, but it was dramatically smaller. You were defending the second half of the race.
Yeah, Adam and Andrew and those guys are just quicker. I just thought I tried to hold on, not do many mistakes, which I luckily didn't, and try to keep my nose in front of theirs.
Well, it definitely paid off. Some chaos on the last lap gave you a little bit of breathing room going into the chicane, and a great win, but now you've got to go find a new nickname.
Well, the guys have to find a new nickname for me,
that is true. Well, great job. Congratulations, and congratulations on whatever the new nickname is next week, buddy.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
Yannick Gunther gets the win. He has to change his nickname, and wow, what a race. Don't forget to come back next Sunday morning to see the season finale from the Nürburgring. No BRR tonight, no Jones tomorrow night. Don't worry, folks, we'll have a broadcast Thursday night. There will be trucking and racing and gaming all week long. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTubes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day.